Hey all, welcome back to my channel. Gekitou here. A few things to talk about for this turn my volume up, sorry, this October update, late October update, basically November update, but things that I've been working on for the last like a month. Obviously EX mode was a big thing I've been working on. I did a longer video on the EX mode specifically, but this update's actually to cover the general game's progress over the last 1 to 2 to 3 months. I've done some things obviously since discovering Wii animations. There's been a lot going on, obviously adding in EX mode, adding in cutscenes, stuff like that. So I want to jump into that. I have a list of things I want to kind of walk through to make sure I don't start rambling and not cover the things I want to. I should probably go into dev mode first. Okay. So this is 10.4, 24.10.4, which is basically the 24 October 4th week update. There are some changes in this even since the last demo. Obviously this is the full version 2, so versus and all that stuff works. So first thing I want to tackle, let's go to a practice battle. So a couple of things here. I'll go to a team battle so I can control multiple characters at the same time. Okay. So first thing has been a few updated animations, including the running animation for Ganin. So now that I have Wii animations, I can get them into the game. I still have to do a lot of work on them, but it's much easier than having to eye each frame and all that stuff. So one of the things I added was I updated all the dashing animations. So Genin, just like in the original Clash of games, will do a not ninja run for their dashes, and then obviously as they get more towards into the adults in the Shippuden cast, they will then start to adapt the ninja run. But even Shippuden Naruto, base is normal run, and then when you get into like the Sage mode and 6 paths when it gets ninja dash, same thing with regular Sakura versus that Sakura. So and all the Jonin of course will have the ninja dash, just like again like the previous games. But anyway, all the Genin will have just, you know, your normal regular dash, unless they're like someone cool like Neji, then he'll get the ninja dash. Gara gets ninja dash, Tamari ninja dash, but it's just like regular. He's basic. It's Conqueror. So anyway, went on and added in the dashes. The ninja dash as well is actually updated. This ninja dash is from the Wii games. I'm trying to get a character that looks normal. This ninja dash is from the games. I had a version in my game before that I did from the Eye, but it wasn't as good as this one. This one looked much better in the 3D mode specifically. They both look fine from the side because I obviously did it. When I animated it explicitly for side view. But when you see the character in 3D, the original, the old animation for the original games, Wii games, looked better. So I just went on and adapted that in to replace my old Eye for Eye ninja dash. So let's just get the Shippuden cast in here. Okay, we'll do.
Let's go! I'll do this in one shot.
Sakura. Okay. Because there's a few changes in game as well. Not my favorite, the desert. No, it's my old favorite.
Begin.
Okay, haven't added all the stances yet, of course, because it's going to take some time to scrub because of the damn feed. If you guys saw me trying to add PTS Sakura, the damn feed. So a few things I've added. I'm going to turn on player 2. Enjoy. Oh, that controller must not. Sorry, I unplugged my controller, so I'll do mirror then. But before I do, I changed the sidestep as well. So obviously the sidestep adapts the run that they do for their dash. But I also gave it a tilt, so instead of running just directly up or down, they kind of tilt towards the direction that they're running towards. Just kind of make it a little bit more accurate to physics and gravity. So I think the new sidestepping animation looks much better with that. It's a 10-degree tilt towards the player, towards your opponent, I mean. So I added that, and same thing for the ninja dash. Now I'll mirror it. Yeah. So yeah, there's just a 10% tilt towards the player, so they're kind of running towards each other but still away. So I just thought that was kind of cool. Went on and added that to the game. Another thing I added, I'll take it off mute, is Roam used to use when you're just like regular roaming back and forth, you used to use the regular walking animation, but now that I have free roam in there, when you go into your roam stance, you go into a dummy stance, and then you can do a regular walk, which was my original plan for roam. I was just using the original walk as a base until I was ready to tackle this animation, which I never got around to, but thankfully, we discovered in the modding community we had to get Wii animations working, exported into a usable format, so I was able to get them up in Unity, and so I adapted the walking animation into, first into free roam, and then second into the regular mode. Something I also did, I think it's time for that, let me double check. Yeah. So, if you guys have watched my Sakura video when I imported the Wii animations, you may remember me talking about how the animations were rotated on 90-degree angle for something. This was something that I don't expect you guys to understand that. It was just something that I did when I first started this project. I did something where I had an offset in there where the character was rotated 90 degrees. It just wasn't something that I thought about. I was new to animating, and anyway, the point is I would have to then, in normal gameplay like this, everything was rotated 90 degrees, and then in the free roam, it was normal, not rotated, no offset. So every time I had an animation, I actually had to do two versions of that animation. An animation that was rotated 90 degrees for this mode, and then a version that was not rotated for free roam, which is why free roam, and even in the demo that you guys have, that's the 90-degree one. So free roam has a lot of limited animations because I don't have time to go through every single animation. Not only do you have to rotate it 90 degrees, you have to swap all the X and Z values to accommodate for that rotation for forward, back, left, right movement. So I just didn't have time to go through and do all of that. Except for, I really needed to, for the future of this project, if I want to use any of the regular animations, instead of making an animation twice, I'd rather just make the animation once and use it in both the 2D mode and the 3D mode. So I spent like 3 to 4 days going through every single animation in this game that I'd done ever, and rotating it back the 90 degrees, getting rid of the offset, and flipping the X and Z variables, inclusive of inside the game's programming. So even the sidestep, when I flipped everything, all of this was broken and not working. All the movements were broken. But I think I've scrubbed through all the code and rotated everything, all the character selections so that they're facing the camera again. So everything should be good to go. For those that get the early access creators demos, please let me know if you spot something that I missed, but I think I got everything now. So these are now the rotated animations and XZ swaps. So everything should be working as it was before now, except for I don't have to make double animations anymore. So the 3D mode and the 2D mode now share all the same animations, which means I'll show you too in a minute when we go back to free roam. Free roam now has updated running animations. You may have noticed, or maybe you didn't, but in the last time I updated, all the Genin and all the Chunin sized players run like this, including Sasuke, which looks weird because Shippuden Sasuke should not be running like a normal, he should be using the Ninja Dash. That's because I didn't, it's a long story in the back end, but all the Genin, all the Chunin, all the Jonin, and all the Giants all share the same set of animations. So since free roam was limited, I was only using the base versions of those animations. So anyway, that's kind of why, but that's now been corrected in this mode. Now that everything's been rotated, I can use any animations. I can get character specific now. So character specific dashes have now been incorporated into the free roam. So Sasuke now will Ninja Dash in free roam instead of doing the run like he does in the last time I released. So just to put on that one, I also optimized the game further. I think right now it's running around 60 frames per second. I was getting higher than that, obviously we're not recording, and my laptop's also old and has a lot of things on it at this point, so it's not going to run the game perfectly. I'm curious to know how it's running on other people's computers who have like proper gaming laptops that are in good condition. If the slowdowns are still occurring on your computers. I did a lot of optimization today and yesterday, and so I got it pretty smooth. A lot of those random slowdowns that you guys experienced in my previous videos that I always get frustrated on, those are very rare now. It still happens from time to time, but it hasn't happened yet, and I've been playing this for almost 10 minutes now, which means I need to move on too. But yeah. I have cleaned it up quite a bit. I found some cool things in the debugger recently that I was able to address to get the performance up. So, whoopee! Alright, let's move on. Let's go from here to free roam now, and talk about some of the things in free roam. Some things that I meant to discuss in the last video and forgot, and also some new things, because I definitely did not stop working on this for anyone that was in my Discord following the sneak peeks that I've posted. Let's see, what do I want to talk about first? Before we move on to free roam, I did also want to let you guys know, it almost seemed like an obvious thing, but actually it wasn't. Those EX3 stages, since they're randomly generated, they actually didn't have any playable stages. If you were to load up a stage, it would start trying to generate MAs. But obviously these stages do need to be played at, which I will get to later. So I actually did make playable stage versions out of them. So these are just, they're not randomly generated, these are just fixed maps. So there's somewhere to fight on the stage. So if you select these stages in a versus play, it will actually load in a segment. It'll load in the big section so that there's plenty of room. These are some of the biggest stages in the game. Maybe even too big. But yeah, no, these will definitely be great on like Royale for all the space that they have. But yeah, some really big stages in here, and then they just have square boundaries. You cannot go down the path, so the square boundaries just follow kind of the outer perimeter. I haven't programmed in the culling yet, but those objects are set up to be called out when the camera is in front of the camera. I just haven't added that because I'm going to use a new methodology on that, because before I had to go through and manually add all these special details and special properties to the objects to make them do that. That's very tedious. I'm going to write a program that does all of that for me, and all I got to do is name them correctly, and then the code will cover the rest. And they're already named correctly. I just got to write the program to do that. So I'm not going to touch them until I'm ready to write that program. But yeah, those will start to disappear, so that way when you're fighting in front of the stage, they won't block the camera. But in gameplay videos, until I add that, sometimes the camera may rotate weird, and you may get some blockage, but it's minimum. Okay, so now we can move on to actual proper free roam. I'm going to start off with search and rescue to discuss something with these characters. Something I didn't talk about in the last... I'll go to the coast so I can see where they are. Something I didn't talk about in the last video was dialogue boxes. Obviously, anyone who's played the demo or watched my last video, and you notice how quick that was. This was this took what? I think the last video it took almost 5 or 10 minutes for the map to load in the editor. So obviously it's quicker now. Where am I looking for? I need to find my teammates. Where are my teammates? Oh, that's a glitch. Yeah, that should be on the ground. Anyway, there she is. I see Sakura. So I added dialogue boxes to the game in the last 2 months you guys saw. But one thing that so you guys obviously saw that, but one thing I didn't discuss was I actually experimented with character-specific dialogue. So the game is coded to accept character-specific dialogue. So if you find someone generic, you guys, most people, if you're picking anyone that's not Shippuden Naruto, you're probably going to get the generic dialogue, so you're probably already familiar with what they say. But I gave Naruto, when you pick Naruto, all of his teammates have specific dialogue. So he asks Sakura if she's okay, and she's going to respond, I'm okay, Naruto. And then we'll get generic dialogue for we still need to find Sai Naruto. They'll still say each other's names. I have variables programmed for that, so they at least say each other's names to make it personable, even for generic. But you see, why is my thing disappearing? I experimented with some new code in my optimization, which I need to fix it. So it's buggy. The arrow should be staying on the ground. Whatever ground Naruto is standing on, the arrow should adjust, and it's not. Oh, I see what's happening. If I go down on the bottom place, it's not resetting when I come up on the top. So it's only resetting if I jump. Okay, so I need to fix that bug. Don't you love it when you find out these things after you stop recording? Anyway, that's an easy fix. I know exactly what I did to turn that off. I was trying to reduce the number of calls on refreshing where he's standing, because that does affect performance, but it looks like I do need that so that the arrow functions properly. So that'll be one of the areas where I'll need to compromise a little bit on performance for experience to make sure that's consistent. Anyway, it's not a big deal. We need to go this way to find Sai. So character-specific dialogue, and not everyone has it, because obviously I'm not going to make that in mine. You know, this was actually a new piece of code too, how they spawn back, and I wasn't intentionally trying to showcase that on camera, because I was like, oh wait, I forgot to test this before recording. But it looks like it works the way I want it to. To help also reduce on those calls, I decided to just reset you at the last piece of ground you were touching, not necessarily the last specific location you were at. Okay, there's Sai. So Sai should get custom dialogue too, and Sakura, get over here, girl, taking forever. Characters cannot jump yet, so they have to, if you jump over a ledge, they have to take the long way. Yeah, don't go wandering off Sai. And then he'll be like, alright, sorry. Or something. Oh yeah, thank you for finding me, Naruto. Oh yeah, I couldn't, Sai should have character-specific dialogue. I forget what I made him say, maybe I didn't have him say anything, but Sai should have some generic character-specific dialogue. Let's go get Yamato at last. I think Yamato, I gave him some comedic stuff, like Naruto's like, found you, and he's like, found me? We were looking for you! Just to give some kind of funny dialogue. Where are you? Naruto, I don't see you. See, this stage isn't perfect. Like, you can see everything because there's no mist and no walls, but these rocks be blocking. Okay, aren't you? And I just kind of give them a little for those that have voices, so they like, we're looking for you, Naruto. And then Sokka should be like, we're all here. Oh, Sai's like, we're all here. And this is generic dialogue now. Just, we're all here. Let's return to the rendezvous point so that the player knows where we're going next. And then we'll get you a new objective to return to the rendezvous point. And then Naruto will just kind of get generic. Yay, everyone follow me. So yeah, character-specific dialogue is in here. Only for character-specific interactions. So just to give some banter. So while you're playing the game Find Me or the Search and Rescue, it just gives you something playful, some playful banter. I want to go through and add that for more characters, but I just experimented with Naruto Team 7 in Shippuden for now, just to make sure it's working, and it's working. And I hope to add some more character-specific dialogue in the future. So hopefully, ideally, most characters, or not most, but all the main characters should have some level of character-specific dialogue. And maybe some of the like background side characters, maybe not so much. Okay, we talked about dialogue. Now we're talking about the new stuff. That's something I really wanted to talk about in this video. So obviously you guys can see, if you didn't notice before, and pause it and explore, I added in a few more new options here and variations. So Capture the Flag was there before, but now I have a solo and team variant, which is based off of the new mode I added, Eliminate the Enemy. This is actually the EX3 version. But with my spin. If you guys watched my last way too long video, I talked about some of the differences between EX3's Hurricane Clash mode and my Hurricane Clash mode. And in EX3, obviously, there was combat, and in my version, there was not combat. Well, that's not, I do want combat, I just needed time to add the combat system. I did that, and it's mostly, it's pretty done. I've still got some things to polish, and performance is still, it's a very performance-heavy mode. But I'm going to show you what I have so far. I'm going to play as QB Naruto because, yeah, he's my favorite moveset in this mode for now. Not favorite, but fun to use. Let's see. Let's go to... I'll go back to the Crashing Waves Coast without mist, just so I can find the enemies quicker for the sake of time. And then I'll play another one that you guys will see shortly in just a regular stage where you can't see. But, so yeah, and Eliminate the Enemy, the idea is there are enemies, as you can clearly see now, just running around in groups. And the idea is you need to just kind of run around, explore, and find and kill all the enemies. Kind of like a infiltrate and sabotage kind of situation. So they're just everywhere. They all run to, even though they're kind of all in, in the same general area for the moment, because the game just started. But they all should all eventually, all the locations are randomized where they go. They just kind of run to all the endpoints, and okay, yeah, now they're starting to break up. So they've just got groups, anywhere from groups of 1 up to, if you're in single player like now, without teammates, groups of 1 to 7 are running around, generated at random. So there's a group of 4, there's a group of 1. And so the idea is anytime you have an encounter with one of these groups, it'll trigger a battle in real time. I have implemented now what it's suspended game. So with a suspended game, that means I can just pause what I'm playing right now and do something completely different in a different window, and then it'll resume this when it's done. So let's go ahead and do a battle. I'll let these guys come at me, and they will chase you. When they get close up, they will definitely chase you. And then you have an encounter, and it just instantaneously starts a battle. This is how I plan on doing the mode. So since this is clearly against the odds, I get some handicaps. So I do have super armor when it's this many people against me, because then it wouldn't even be fun if you don't have super armor for a game like this. So I do get super armor when I'm this outnumbered. The ratio to get super armor in Royale is if the team that you're on is outnumbered 2 to 1. Sorry, not 2 to 1, 3 to 1. I'm sorry. Is it 2 to 1 or 3 to 1? I think it's 3 to 1. If you're outnumbered 3 to 1, maybe 2 to 1. But there's more than 2 and 3 people here, so this would definitely be a super armor situation. So it does seem kind of easy, but also jutsu aren't here yet. When jutsu are implemented, obviously I'll be taking more damage from this many 6 people using jutsu against me. Yeah, and then you just go back to where you are. I do want to add some transitions to this so that it's not just like an immediate change. I haven't added in transitions yet because I don't know how to do that just yet. Well, don't know how, but I just haven't done it yet. I don't know. I haven't thought about the most effective way to do it. See, there was a performance drop. It's not perfect. I think most of it's my laptop. But I'm able to get definitely playable. I'm usually at 30 frames above easily. Most of the time 60 frames above. I think right now I'm like at 70, 80 from what my capturing software is saying. So yeah, definitely high performance. It just does slow down sometimes, especially in between. Oh, this guy. Oh yeah, it spawns anything. It can spawn, the battles that spawn aren't always the same. It can be anything. It can be a, like this match could have gone 2 ways. Since there's 3 of us, 1 against 2, this could have been a Royale battle like it is now. Or it could have been a team battle. I'm getting my ass kicked. So yeah, it is 3-1, because right now we're 2-1 and I do not have super armor. So yeah, I reckon you can handle at least 2 people at the same time without needing super armor, even though I'm kind of dying. But once you get to that kind of 3 against 1 ratio, it's you need super armor to have any kind of remote chance of success. So this is it's kind of a glitch. So the guy's still running around. I tap it one other time. This will automatically get solved. I don't have it programmed in yet because I need to do the animation where if they die from chip damage, they're supposed to faint. I haven't added in the fainting animation. So if they die from chip damage, they'll just kind of run around as technically a zombie. Okay, I won. So yeah, don't mind that. Once I add in the animation, which now I have from the Wii games, it's just a very long animation. Oh, here they come. I'll just wait for them. Oh yeah, the body's still on the ground. Yay, come get me. Once I add in the fainting animation, that will solve that. And then when they die from chip damage, they'll faint. But right now, if they die from chip damage, they'll just run around as zombies, basically. But they're out of damage. It's kind of funny. I've only seen it happen one other time, so I'm kind of like annoyed that it showed up on camera. There should be an image at the bottom saying, or a text saying, work in progress. These are the reasons why. It's not done yet. These are just demos. Okay, you guys are ganging up on me. Let me start shooting. And this is why I get Naruto. Because I can, until Jutsu come in, this is the closest thing we have to like Jutsu that can do like group damage. Except for these damn paper bombs. Ooh, that was a good hit. Ooh. You. Oh.
Is over.
There we go. Alright, let's go find some more guys. Yeah, so this is, you can definitely see how this is different from EX3's. EX3's mode. I just wasn't a fan of the 3D combat, so I thought it would be better to, while you're exploring, if you do want to fight, whenever you fight, it'll just start it'll start a normal battle, of course, with the associated number of players. And then yeah, you can use the actual games combat. I think I pulled it off pretty seamlessly. Obviously, let me know what you think in the comments if you think I did this well enough to blend in and not need to have 3D combat. I mean, now that the animations are matched, I could do 3D combat. I don't want to. I think it's much better to run around and explore in 3D. But let's keep the fighting on the 2.5D plane. Okay, oh, there he is. It's much easier on this stage when you can see where they are. It is so, when you get down to these kind of like final numbers, I'm not sure how I want to track your progress. If I want to track your progress, I kind of feel like you should just be able to just like run around and then fight enemies, and then at some point they're all gone. And if the game continues, that means there's enemies left. You'll figure it out. You don't need a tracker. Just, yeah. I have the game set to spawn, it'll spawn enemies, and once you reach, I think, 30 enemies, it won't spawn any more groups. It can go over 30, like if you're on character 29 and it decides to spawn a group of 27, then of course there'll be 37, characters, 36 characters on the stage, but once you hit 30 characters spawned, it'll just finish up wherever it was. However many characters that it wants to spawn, even if it's 1 more or 7 more. Okay, there's some over there. But yeah, so there is a limit to how many do spawn on each map. The maps are the smallest maps actually out there, but they're still big enough to you know, so the characters are kind of spread out. It's much more, not much more fun, but kind of anxiety-inducing. I have bad anxiety, so it's quite anxiety-inducing when you can't see them coming, so you're just kind of running around a maze and you come around a corner and suddenly there's like 20 guys right there and you're like, ah! I'm surprised I haven't gotten a lot of these are big groups. Like I've gotten so many Royale games. Team battles are possible to spawn too. Basically any game where there's any setup where there's less than 3 or less characters on either side, it will randomize between a Royale battle and a team battle. Obviously, if there's more than 3 characters on the team, like now, it will only be able to be a Royale. And if it's 1v1, then of course it's 1v1. So not a team battle. So I'm surprised I haven't run into any groups of 2 that have spawned as a team battle, as a 1v2 battle. Oh, that was everyone. Yay! So yeah, this is the solo version, and then to wrap up this 26-minute long video, I will show you guys the other version, which is the team variant. So these are the same exact mode, but the difference is this one you get teammates, and you only get 2 teammates because this game only supports teams of 2, or teams of 3 total, so yourself and then 2 teammates. So in search and search and rescue, you obviously can rescue up to 3 teammates, so cell members of 4. But in the mode where you're running around fighting, you can have 2 people in your party. For 3 total. I'll just get the same character, just, you know, keep it consistent. And I will play just a regular stage. I really like the Crimson Desert in the sandstorm. It's just such nice lighting. I love this stage. It's doing the map thing in the back. Alright. Yay! And since I'm QB Naruto, Sasuke has a Sharingan open because I programmed it that way. If you're in an awakened state, I'll try to keep the others. Oh, there's some people. Okay, oh, we gotta see, this one's 3v3. This could have been a 3v3 Royale or a team battle, and it chose to be team battle. I like this mode because it just gives you some gameplay, one more gameplay modes than just battle after battle after battle. It's, you know, like arcade, you know, you just do the same formula over and over and over, and you pick 1 to 3 characters in the arcade, and then you play battles of the same equal team over and over again, just randomizing obviously the characters in the stages. And then when you hit 10 battles, it's over. Unless you're playing survival, then it just keeps going until you die. It's repetitive and it gets boring quickly. In this mode, it breaks it up a little bit. Obviously the characters aren't randomized, but the idea is that when I do have more stages, like a Leaf Village stage, a Sand Village stage. Okay, I forgot this is team battles. So you're playing solo, totally forgetting I have team members. But the idea is, see, I'm getting a slowdown now. Woo! I think we should still win it. Yeah. Yeah, and then there was someone right there waiting for us. Oh, so since we're 3 against 1, he's got super armor. Shit. Yeah, and that's the cool thing. Like, you never know what you're gonna get. You may get a 1v1, a 3v1, a 1v3, a 1v4, a 3vs. I think the highest one gets is 3v5 or an 8-player royale. Those ones are always fun. I always love the 3v5s. There's just so much going on. And I love watching. I'll be handling my people. The handicap is scaled to the team, so like a 3v5 is not as extreme as a 1v7. Sasuke out here with the stylish moves. Oh, I was gonna try to get one in. You want stylish moves? Thanks, Sakura. We're fighting. That's all you got. Yeah, y'all come here. Okay. Do another team battle. Where are my big groups? I want a royale. Go. Oh, not a slow down. Oh, Sasuke, he should have held that. Bitch. See, I think these slowdowns are computer related, not necessarily game related, because nothing's happening on screen that should be causing them. I think my computer just, when it's running for so long, eventually maybe it starts to just fill up its memory with junk data, and then it starts to slow down. I get it. Bitch. Let me focus. I think we will. Yes, okay. Woo! Alright. See, it's so much different when you can't see. I have no idea what groups are out there. Ooh, this one's going to be a little bit harder because it's 3 against 1. So he's going to have a lot of health. And also, you don't have full health on this. This is Royale health. So my health, I have it randomizing. Every battle randomizes the amount of health for both sides. Where are my teammates coming in? Thank you. It's randomized. So, he's got so much more kick. I have like no god because he's so strong because it's 3 against 1, so I can't block for like more than like 1 combo before my god breaks. But anyway, yes. What was I saying? I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, there's someone. I just like running around. You can't really see. You just kind of run into people and hope for the best. Let's fight. More team battles. Stop slowing down. Yeah, definitely let me know if you guys experience the same slowdowns that I have, because again, I think that's a computer thing from my end. Because the game just runs perfectly fine, and then we'll just have a slowdown and then return to normal, but nothing has happened on screen that will warrant it. So that's what leads me to believe it's a hardware issue, not a software. Whenever I'm going to play it again, I'll start working towards... Get this thing. No. Shh. So, on the topic of the future of this project... this mode, the idea for this mode is that, not just this mode, but EX in general, the reason why I'm spending so much time is because these modes are what are going to make up the story mode. Oh, yay, timeout. So the story mode will have these kinds of missions. So imagine I was in the Forest of Death right now, and I've got to fight these enemies, and when I finish fighting them, maybe they're teams of 3, when I'm done fighting them, they drop a Heaven or an Earth Scroll. And then I have to collect a Heaven and an Earth Scroll, and then work my way towards the tower to beat the mission. Oh my god, I'm losing. That's kind of how this will be adapted, and just ways to break up the gameplay and be unique. I'm gonna kind of like hang out because I'm gonna die, and I do not trust Sasuke and Sakura. Yeah, you guys are. Yes. Yeah, but that's kind of how this is designed to be. It can serve so many purposes. Okay, here we go, Royale. It can serve so many different purposes. Such a tool. Stop slowing down, I need to fight. Oh yeah, and these are not dumb computers. They're not fully to the AI, so this is level 4, difficulty 4. But I set this mode specifically, they are always going to be 1 level below what your setting is, because you can get these matches. And yes, it is handicapped for sure, but it just gets annoying when they're playing extremely intelligent and each match is timed. If it's a 1v1, it's 30 seconds. If it's a team battle or royale battle, it's 60 seconds. Or if it's, I think, 5 or more players, it's 90 seconds. Oh, there's another guy. So, yeah, they're 1 level below. So these would be level 3 computers. So, beatable, but they do be pulling out some combos and substituting and deflecting. They're not like Kumite. Because Kumite, Kumite goes all the way up to 1v10. So those things need to be done. They're level 0. Unless you're fighting them. If you're fighting them directly, I think they're in the earlier levels of Kumite, they start off at level 2 if you're fighting them, level 0 if they're just standing around because they're mostly standing. For background noise, throwing out an attack every so often. But these are all, each single one is level 3 because I'm on difficulty 4. They are obviously scaled with the difficulty settings, so if you are having a hard time in this mode, as you can see, I'm getting my ass kicked. So if you are not as good at Clash of the games and you do need an easier experience, you can lower the difficulty settings and they will be scaled appropriately in this mode. Arcade does not follow the settings because Arcade scales with each battle, with battle 1 starting at level 1 computer, scaling all the way up to level 4 by the 10th battle. Anyway, we should be getting towards our final groups here, and then I can end this video. So, yeah, the plans for this mode are, like I say, the story mode should follow some kind of formula, like each chapter. Let's say, for example, in the Tuning Exams chapter, you should have, oh my god, my teammates died. I didn't even realize. Oh my god, are we going to lose this battle? I guess I should lose a battle just to show you guys what happens when you lose. So if you lose a battle, which you can, the enemies will just run away, and you're dead, and then you get back up, and then you gotta go find them again. So no game overs, it just means prolongs the time, and then you try it again. Yeah. I lost it on purpose, by the way, guys, just so you guys can see what happens. I'll try to win for sure. I just realized that's a glitch too. Not just realized, but it's happening pretty frequently, so I'm going to definitely get some attention. You may have saw him backflip when I switched targets. That should not be happening. The code is somehow running. I think it's something I did when I was optimizing. I broke a bunch of stuff when I was optimizing it. It may seem like I didn't really do much, but this game was running at 15 frames per second before my optimizations, and I got it back over 60 for this mode. So yeah, my optimizations got it more than 4 times faster than what it was giving me earlier. So yeah, my optimizations did a lot of good, but I did a lot of bad. So it keeps, when I'm pressing LNR to switch target, it keeps running the switch. Like as if we were in a team battle. So he'll do a backflip to tag out, and I'm like, I'm not sure. Like, I think I know what I did wrong on that one. I think I accidentally removed one of the checks. Like, hey, are we in Royale or are we in team battle? So it keeps getting confused when that line of code runs, thinking that we are. See, he just did it again when I switched targets. It's not every time, but I think one of the checks got removed when I was optimizing that checks what mode we're in, because that's one of the things I was modifying to make it run faster. Some of those checks, there were too many of them essentially. So I had to get rid of a lot of those redundant ones. But unfortunately, getting rid of the redundant ones means I got rid of some of the important ones, like checking how often you're on the ground, so that arrow and free roam kept getting messed up. That's one check that I removed too many. And then another one is the LNR triggers. I removed too many, so now they're getting confused on if they're in Royale or Team Battle, and he keeps backflipping and he's tagging out when he should just be switching target. Anyway, again, I should be able to fix these pretty easy. This is when you should be backflipping, not in Royale. Ooh, that was nice. I went to do back B and he just happened to teleport and turn into a forward B. Get away from me! Naruto, how did you get hit? But like I was saying earlier about the application of story mode, I want to keep each chapter of story mode. There'll be multiple chapters per season, but each chapter, like a small segment of story, will have a couple of different points. So maybe let's say, for example, the tuning exams. The beginning of the tuning exams may start off with, you know, maybe I'll start off with the free roam section of search. Search and find Sakura and Sasuke. And then once you find Sakura and Sasuke, your objective to return to the rendezvous point will be find the tuning exams place for the written exam. And then that's kind of like how that starts off. Not a battle, not a minigame, just a kind of a free roam, but something to do that's lore accurate, story-wise. And then once you complete that part of the chapter, then it moves on to you have an encounter with Rock Lee. And then you get a battle of Sasuke versus Rock Lee. And then after the Sasuke versus Rock Lee battle, obviously we know the tuning exams start. So instead of skipping the written exam like we do in every other Naruto game, instead of skipping that kind of stuff, turn that into a mini game where instead of having to take a written exam, a mini game plays where you have to cheat. And so maybe one of the mini games is like use the Sharingan to copy the patterns. And so then you have a mini game. And then once you do that, that segment of that chapter's done. So that's chapter 1 of season 2. I'm not saying this is 100% what's going to happen. I'm just saying this is how I plan to do the story mode. So it's not just battle after battle. It's not just dialogue and trying to explain what's happening. It's not skipping the non-battle parts of the show. It's actually you are playing Naruto, including the parts where Naruto's just running around, the parts where they're cheating on exams, the parts where they're fighting. I'm getting my ass kicked. I keep forgetting I'm 110 levels. Ooh, the twofer! Maximize efficiency. But that's how I plan to do it. So me working on these modes is not just fun side stuff. Nah, this is the story mode. These modes are. This is the casual version of it. That's useful in just as a side mode. Oh, not to die. Okay, that's it. So that's kind of how this mode will be. You'll see this. You can obviously play it in just a regular casual mode and run around the stages and fight random rogue ninja. But this stuff will be reused in story mode as well to break up the gameplay a bit. Like I said in the last video, it's not just going to be battle after battle after battle. It's not going to be just free roam. You're going to get a bit of everything. You're going to get some free roam. You're going to get some battles. You'll get battles inside the free roam. This is also kind of how boss battles will happen. So boss battles in my game, you do not punch and kick tailed beast. It doesn't happen. That's not a thing. Fuck Storm for that kind of lazy gameplay shit. Fighting, let's say, a tailed beast would be... A tailed beast is part of the environment. You've got to run around in free roam, dodging it, searching for weaknesses, and kind of playing a mini-game, almost this is the boss battle, to expose the person you're fighting. So let's say you're fighting the Tin Tails. You're fighting the Tin Tails, but you don't punch and kick the Tin Tails. You're dodging the Tin Tails' attack while trying to fight Obito and Madara. So maybe the Tin Tails strikes the ground and you gotta run up the Tin Tails' hand and balance in free roam until you meet Obito and Madara, which will then trigger a battle. And then you fight them in the battle. And that's kind of how the boss battle goes. You're not punching and kicking the tailed beast, you're trying to stop the people controlling the tailed beast. And that's kind of how boss battles will happen, and it's going to be happening in this mode. That EX mode, maybe not the mazes, but there'll be more arenas. There'll be arenas, other stages like Orochimaru's hideout. When you gotta find Sasuke, that's not going to be a dialogue you're reading or a cutscene you're watching like in Storm. Even Ultimate Ninja 5, I think, had you let you run around Orochimaru's hideout. I think Storm 2 did it a little bit. It was very lax. So this will be a proper, okay, run Orochimaru's hideout, this is a maze, go find Sasuke to progress the story. And you gotta run around. Maybe you'll have an encounter with Orochimaru. Maybe I'll have Orochimaru walking around slowly, and maybe you can get by without catching him. Maybe you will run into him. But yeah, maybe Orochimaru's just walking around, and then you bump into him, and you have to fight him. So that will be part of the story mode while you're searching for Sasuke. And so each chapter will be broken up to give you a little bit of everything, a little bit of battles, a few battles, a few mini games, a few free roam opportunities, mixing and matching. Not every chapter will have all of them. Maybe a chapter will have like 3 battles and 1 mini game, 2 battles, 1 mini game, 1 free roam, 3 battles, 1 free roam. It'll be kind of mixed up, but I'm going to try to have at least 2 different kinds of gameplay types per chapter. So when you jump in, you just want to play maybe a chapter or a bunch of chapters together. You'll be doing different things in the story, all based on the show in a lore-accurate, story-accurate fashion. I want you to play Naruto, not watch Naruto. I want you to play Naruto, not read about Naruto. I want you to play Naruto, not just fight the battles that happened in Naruto. Hope that all makes sense. This video is way too long, as per usual these days. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Follow my Discord if you want to get exclusive previews. I'm always spoiling shit in there, so if you're into that and want to get the latest stuff before I post videos on YouTube, hop in my Discord. I rarely keep my mouth shut. Thanks guys, have a good one. Cheers.